Are you kidding me? The guy asked for something spooky.
Is it a gun that sucks balls?
I'm the farting demon in this relationship.
I'd be an awesome rich person.
You're both just an embarrassment.
God, I'm awesome.
We're talking Tom Hanks and his vehicle.
Yeah, I had my finger in my mouth waiting for you to finish.
You gotta get 4 balls or something?
Like dick piercings?
No, you know damn well I'm fucking that demon.
Still sexy. How could that be close and not be
Yeah,
right?
just kill some random dude.
His wishes.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast where we three gamers discuss video game stories in detail with all the necessary and appropriate backlash. On one side of the table, we have Chump Slap.
We can't talk about snakes or smells. What else is there?
On the other side of the table is Dr. Syintist.
If I was a serial killer, I'd want my name to be something more effective, like Murder Man or Killbot.
My name is Poppascotch, and as I always say, this family has had its differences, and we've squabbled, but we've never had knife fights before, and I blame this house. Welcome to Plotty Time, the podcast that, I don't know, is knee-deep in spooky season.
You got that right.
It's our second to last super-duper spooky October episode, so I hope you all enjoy it. And we don't have anything for the correction crevice at all.
Amazing.
Nailed it. Oh, wait.
Those are perfect.
I have a correction.
Ooh, do you?
Yeah. I said, watch, what the hell was the name of that movie? Dead Alive. And then I called it a.k.a. Brain Damage. It's a.k.a. Brain Dead. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry.
No wonder why I couldn't find it.
Completely got past my filter.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm very disappointed in you, Poppascotch.
Yeah.
Well, you know, fans, if you can forgive us, go on over to YouTube, like and subscribe there. It really helps us out, and we'll know you forgive us. But let's go into what we do every week. What are you playing? What are you watching? What are you doing? And then we'll start where we always start. Dr. Syintist, what's going on with you, buddy?
Well, still playing a lot of Hades.
Always are.
Oh, yeah. How many trophies would you say you have left?
5 or 6.
Okay. That checks out.
I got most of the difficulty ones done. I got like a skill-based one and then some RNG stuff.
Ooh.
There's one I might have a little bit of trouble with. It's you have to basically the gist of it is not get hit for 15 of the rooms.
No, that sounds like a fun one.
Yeah. But yeah, you could probably make builds that would be all right.
Like 15 in a row or 15 different ones?
15 different ones.
Oh.
But it gets a lot harder as the game, as roguelites are about to do.
Yeah,
it gets harder as you go through.
Well, good luck to you on that one.
Yeah, we'll see if I do it.
We all know that.
What did I watch? Well, I caught up on season 3 of What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Me too. It's so good.
It's
always good.
The Siren episode was great.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, the one after that, too. I think Colin's my favorite character.
Yeah, Colin's been my favorite one because I think I watched it. But
it's like, oh, what? I wouldn't do that because I'm not man. Whatever. But such a great show.
And I started rewatching all of Star Trek Discovery because the new season's coming out sometime soon in November, I believe.
Oh, you got to get caught up to remember.
But yeah, well, I mean, each season's completely different, but they're still good. Watching them.
All right.
Okay. Star Trek Discovery. Check it out, folks.
Yeah, it's great. I also didn't get to watch much because I was like working a lot. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I did watch this movie called The Guilty.
Is that the one with Jake Gyllenhaal?
Yes, it's with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he's a 911 operator. It's kind of filmed only in the 911 office.
Yep.
And he's like answering calls, and he's kind of getting annoyed. He's a piece of shit usually, literally, but. And
like as a person in real life?
Well, no, Jake Gyllenhaal's awesome.
I was gonna say,
when was Jake Gyllenhaal red? But his character is a piece of shit. You find out why at the end of the movie. But
oh yeah, I thought the ending was like tacked on. I didn't like it.
So did I. It was didn't have anything to do with the rest of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It was all right.
But the whole movie was okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of. I believe I saw it in like a list of movies that happen in one place.
Yeah.
So I watched it.
Fair.
We also talked about it.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, I talked about it.
I might have just tuned that all out.
You always do when I talk.
Yeah, usually I don't listen to either one of you.
Yeah, we talked about it, and we mentioned the Ryan Reynolds movie Buried, where he's in the coffin in the ground.
Okay.
I don't know what episode we talked about that, but
maybe it was here. Maybe it was here. I got heard of.
Maybe. It was a list that we made.
Yeah. I mean,
but so is it good? You give it the thumbs up?
I'll give it a thumbs about 2/3 of the way up.
Mm-hmm.
That's better than down.
The ending ruined it for me.
Yeah, it was kind of. It literally has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
Did not see that coming.
It's like if you have a movie about one thing and at the end you just say, oh yeah, this happens.
Oh, I also did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does he turn to a vampire? Don't tell me.
Yeah. Oh,
Don't tell me.
It is
you almost
spooky.
blew it.
It is spooky.
Spoiler.
Spoiler.
But that's all I was able to do this week. Sorry, man. But what about you, Poppascotch?
Oh, thanks for asking. I just picked up Chell 22.
And
Oh,
that is...
shit.
Yeah.
Is that the hockey game?
Oh, it's a NHL.
Uh-huh.
NHL 22, that's correct, yes, with the new Frostbite engine.
What?
What?
The game is played with the Frostbite engine. It's a different game engine from the last game, so collisions look a lot more realistic.
Oh, not
Did they not look realistic before?
I mean, they looked real enough. They looked like a video game approximation of it. This is definitely a step forward.
Really? Can you tell?
I think you can tell because in the previous year's games, like the cross ice passes were so easy to like just throw through a bunch of like people.
Oh,
now
you
they
get
get
it. Yeah,
they
okay.
the puck hits and bounces, and sometimes it bounces in, sometimes it flies all over the place. It's the more realistic puck physics for sure.
Oh, that's
How
pretty
often does your stick break?
I haven't had any lately, but it definitely does happen in
does?
the game,
Oh.
and then it just
Oh, okay.
fucking stays out there.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
Nice.
It's pretty cool though because you could like be a D-man at the point and you fire a slap shot, and if you hit a dude in the knee, he'll like start limping.
Oh, that's cool.
Like they'll be like, "Oh fuck!" Like they won't drop f-bombs.
Does anyone
but they'll-
ever like lose an edge on the skate?
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
I mean, it happens in real life all the
yeah,
time.
I mean it's extremely rare that you see it in real life, but I was wondering if they put it in the game.
It'd be funny if like you played in the southern climates that are way hotter, like with the softer ice, and you saw dudes just lose edges.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. But no, I haven't seen that yet. That's a good point.
Or like one time your goalie loses his edge and then he's like standing there on one leg trying to.
I know this has been a thing in previous Chell games, but I did blast off a water bottle off the top of the net, which is always fun. That's always fun when that happens.
Nice.
It's been a trophy in like the last 10 NHL games. Where you just top shelf one, hit the goalie's water bottle, and it flies off. It's fun.
I mean, real talk here. I'm so happy hockey season's back. It seems like
Me too.
so long since it's been, even though it was only like 2 months.
It was like the shortest offseason of all time. We're like, God damn it, thank God it's back. Yeah, man, I got this is gonna be a surprise. It's gonna release after we've recorded it. But yeah, got a game tonight. I'm excited about it.
Nice.
My team looks less embarrassing. Let's go Rangers.
Wait,
Any
okay.
hoodles.
I didn't know if you were talking about your pickup team.
Oh, they're doing okay. Yeah, we got a couple games coming up. It's really hard to play hockey with a mask on. You're just constantly waterboarding yourself.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can imagine.
But other than that, it's great. It's good exercise.
Who do you think would win, your pickup team or the Rangers?
The Rangers by a lot. Like even if they couldn't hit, if they were not allowed to make contact with us at all, they'd destroy. They're so much faster.
Dude, imagine
Just
how hard
so
to hit the puck compared to you guys.
Oh my god, dude! I would I'll stand in front of a beer league shot. Like that's whatever. There's so few guys that can really like fucking rip one. But those guys, like the pros, are at a whole other level. I'd go to like the hospital, like one of those in the
You'd
shin.
shatter your shin.
Yeah, we all wear the same gear, but I'd get hit in the shin and my leg would just fall the fuck off. But I also bought another PS5 game.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Haven't played it yet. I still haven't finished MLB The Show or Resident Evil Village, but I bought another game.
Okay.
Aliens Fireteam.
Is it new?
It is. We briefly
talked about
mentioned
it,
it
yeah.
during the Alien Isolation episode.
Yeah.
Because I said, didn't they just release one? And we're all like, I don't know. They did. It was $30, and it's supposedly, all the reviews I saw, they were like, you know what? This game's not perfect, but if you like blowing up aliens, you'll probably like this game.
Is it VR?
No, it's like a 4-person, like Left 4 Dead style,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
mostly, because it's called Fireteam, you get it.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
gotcha.
I haven't played any of it yet, but if they've got the machine gun, they've got the sound of it, I'm in. I'm good. It's good enough for me.
All right.
And other than that, I watched a bunch of stuff.
Oh, yeah?
I watched The Thing, not the new one both of you just watched, but the OG The Thing with Kurt Russell and Keith David, which I've seen 20 times already. Watched it again.
Still good. Still
How does it
good.
end?
I'm not gonna tell you that. That's a big spoiler. And I know you haven't seen it. right? You still haven't watched it, have you?
No, but we did the game, so I know how it ends.
Oh, the game was different.
Honestly, you're right. The game is different. But honestly, that's my second favorite movie of all time of any genres. That's number 2.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, number 1's Apocalypse Now. Number 2 is The Thing. Because I think it's a perfect horror film.
Okay. That's fair.
And I won't go into it too much until Dr. Syintist watches it, if ever. But I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah. I'll agree. It's really good.
I mean, I'm not doubting you, but it seems hard that it's in your top 2 of all time.
Yeah, it's number 2. Also, I watched, I didn't have 15 years of people telling me how good it was before I watched it. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
So I watched it almost out of nowhere, and then I enjoyed it so much. And
Where's Hot Tub Time Machine on this list?
4.
Okay. That's good. All right.
Dude, that Hot Tub Time Machine, I still think I love that movie so much because I thought it was going to be complete and utter trash.
That's why everybody loves it, because everybody expected so little from it.
Yeah, and they watched it and they're like, this is good. And it was good. Although the sequel, we can pretend that doesn't exist.
I still remember when you were like, you should watch it. I'm like, I don't know, man. You're like, no, it's really good. Trust me.
Yeah.
No, because I'm like, I said the exact same thing you did, sir. I was like, I don't know. This isn't going to be good. I'm like, nope. Trust me.
And then after I watched it, I had the same exact conversation with our friend Vinny. I was like, no.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, it's got to be bad. It looks so dumb. I was like, no, trust me.
Yep. I'm sure that conversation happened a lot. But what else did I watch? I watched Oculus again.
Is that the one with Karen Gillian?
Yes.
Okay.
I watched it, and it was really good again, but whoo, that's a bummer. That is a bummer movie. It's great, though. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
I've never seen it, but
Is that what happens in it?
has a mirror.
It's by our boy Mike Flanagan,
Mm-hmm.
who's the guy that did House on Haunted Hill, or no, The Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor,
Yes.
Midnight Mass. It's about a family that buys a mirror, and the mirror starts zapping energy around it, and then starts haunting and torturing these people till they kill themselves.
Sounds fun.
That was the backstory of it, and you see that unravel as the movie goes on. But in this current story with Karen Gillian, she encountered it when she was a little kid with her brother, and the movie's really her trying to prove it and destroy it.
Oh, okay.
And the stories are kind of like told on top of each other, but it's way better than it has any business being at all.
All right.
It's mad spooky. There's one moment where the mirror plays tricks on them, and it's trying to trick you and deceive you.
Yeah.
So there's there's one great moment. I'm going to spoil one moment where since it's zapping energy to kill light bulbs.
Mm-hmm.
So Karen Gillian puts her apple on the table, changes the light bulb, takes out the shit one, puts the shit one on the table, grabs the apple, bites it.
And it's a light bulb.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's gnarly. Gnarly.
All right.
But check it out if you haven't.
All right.
Is it actually a light bulb?
We'll
is it
have
just
to
in her
watch
head?
to find.
Okay.
Watch to
Oh.
find out.
I was like,
could
how
be a
many-
real light bulb. Could be the mirror messing with them. You're gonna have to see.
You never know. Unless you watch it.
Unless you watch it, then you will know. You'll know within 2 hours. Yes. I also watched, and I really think you guys need to give this a shot. But I watched Midnight Mass again.
Really?
I almost watched it.
I mean, the first 2 or 3 episodes are a little dumb, and they're slow. They're a little slow, but with all 3 of us and the Catholicism upbringing, it hit, man. The whole thing, the whole story was about, not the whole thing, but there was a huge play of this woman who's leading the church, and she, for every crazy thing that happens, she's just has a Bible verse in her back pocket to justify all this nonsense and all this horrible shit. But it's good. It's worth it.
All right.
Check it out. But that is, there's another thing I did. It wasn't a movie. It wasn't a thing I watched, but I attended something.
A midnight mass.
Yeah, I was
Black
gonna say
mass.
Midnight Mass. Yeah.
I did not attend a midnight mass. That would be awesome, but no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be awesome.
No.
No, it wouldn't.
But no, me and the fiance, we were looking for spooky stuff to do in October. Thought it'd be fun,
You went on a hayride.
I did go on a hayride, but that's not what I'm talking about. We went to see a stringed quartet
Ooh.
Nice.
just play spooky Halloween music.
That sounds like all right time.
It was in this old church in D.C., and it was the Listesso String Quartet, and they played like the Ghostbusters theme. It was 2 violins, a viola, and a cello.
Mm-hmm.
The Bobby Brown song?
They didn't play that. They played Thriller.
Right.
This is Halloween from the Night Before Christmas, the Beetlejuice theme, the Stranger Things theme, the Halloween theme, the Addams Family theme, Psycho. I mean, they just had fun with it. Like
the
it was
Monster
just,
Mash?
They didn't play the Monster Mash. Now that I think about it.
Remember that?
But they also
Was it
played
Mr.
like
Show where they
classic
did it?
classic stuff too, like the Funeral March, and there was a bunch of other songs that I don't know any idea what the name is, but if you hear it, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that one. That's
Oh, yeah. I got
the
it.
spooky one we probably learned in Looney Tunes. But that's all I did. I talked too much. How about you, Sir Chump Slap? What are you playing, watching, doing? What's going on with you?
Just playing a little bit of Amnesia. Just downloaded it.
Is
Started
that
it up.
one of the monthly games?
I don't know if it's a monthly game or if it's just like PS Plus. You can just download it.
Yeah, I think I have it downloaded on my thing, but it's in.
I think it might have
way
been a
down the
monthly
list.
game. I put it on
Yeah.
to own it and just downloaded it. So it's
Okay.
it's free now.
Well, now I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. I've seen the storefronts on it. But what's it about? What kind of game is it?
It's just so far you're just walking around a spooky old house
Yeah, it's like a walking sim-ish.
with puzzles
type,
and shit.
Yeah, type horror type survival game.
Yeah, I guess it's horror survival. You're supposed to run away from shit. Not supposed to fight anything. Gives you a
bummer.
warning when you start the game. It's like, don't try to fight anything. Just run away, man.
I thought it'd be a little bit more like point and click, like Leisure Suit Larry style.
Well, it's like a first person. You just find like... I haven't found much. I just started it, but yeah, you find like ways to light candles and shit. And if you get in the dark too long,
Is
you
there
lose,
a sanity mechanic?
you lose your
too?
sanity. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember seeing people play it on YouTube.
It seems pretty neat. I couldn't tell you too much about it, but it's pretty spooky. So
Maybe
I
next week.
figured I'd try it. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll just hear the same thing again.
Oh, there we go.
I've been watching some Always Sunny. Just fell back on that again.
Oh, it's so good.
It's never bad. It's great.
I don't even know why I said it. I'm always watching it eventually. But
Which episode?
It's a good one to have on, like, especially, we've seen every episode 30 times. It's a great one to just have on in the background, just
Yeah.
while you're doing other stuff.
the last episode I watched was the Air Miles chicken steak scam.
That one's so
I
good.
think it's called Charlie Work.
Yeah, it's like a continuous shot of Charlie.
Yeah.
The episode. It's so good.
Kind of like Birdman, yeah.
Dude, when I was, you guys will finally someone will appreciate this. But I was out, and I don't remember where. I think I was at like Chipotle picking up a burrito or something.
That's every day, bro.
that's most days, yes. But I was out there at this. Oh no, it was Chipotle. I was hungover as fuck on like a Tuesday, like a scumbag.
What are you in college?
I know. It's a long story. Look, all right. I was out, and some lady was there corralling her 2 kids, and the one kid runs away, and she just goes, "Charlie," and I go, "Chorley." Just instinctively, like Dennis from the fucking Accent episode, and then I start laughing, and she just looks at me, and I'm like, "It's no, sorry, so, yeah, get your fucking kid." But then I started thinking about Chorley. No. Oh, that's
Good
great.
stuff.
Yeah. No, don't look weird at the 40-year-old buying Chipotle hungover on a Tuesday.
At like 4 p.m.
Jesus, how you hungover at 4 p.m.?
It was a night.
All right, I guess so. Anyway, back to me.
Sorry.
I think Syintist talked about this movie, Free Guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep, he did.
Yeah, it was. I liked it for the most part.
It was entertaining at parts.
Yeah.
It's I like when he's like, "Oh, do you remember that bank robbery with the 2:31 or the 4 o'clock?"
Yeah. Give it a go. It's worth a shot. It's got heart though. So
Yeah. If you don't like heart, especially during these spooky times.
yeah, kind of annoyed me a little bit.
Piece of shit.
But I watched this movie called Bingo Hell. This is an Amazon original. It's one of the spooky Blumhouses, I think.
Oh yeah.
Bingo Hell.
I've definitely seen it advertised.
Yeah,
it
there's like
opens-
some rich guy moves into this poor town and just builds like a big bingo hall. And if you win, somehow you die. I don't know. It started off really slappy. Like the first scene is this guy with all this money, and he's just going to his house and he just starts eating, and he chokes to death. And you're like, what the fuck? And it shows what he's just eating bingo balls. It's like,
What?
yeah,
All right, that's slappy.
yeah.
That's slappy as fuck.
It started off like that, but then it fell short. And
It couldn't keep up the slap.
yeah, it became about like community and shit. And I was like, yeah, too much heart.
Ew.
Too much
Gross.
heart, not enough fart. That's what I say.
Yeah, you say it all the time, bro. All the time you say that.
I've never heard a better description of slap culture.
Yeah, right.
That is pretty great. Oh, wow.
But I also watched this another movie one of you guys talked about. I think it was Scotchy. He said to skip it, I think. But,
You watched it anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
Night House.
Oh, yes.
I've
Yes.
definitely
What were
not
your
seen that.
thoughts?
It was like a spooky ghost story. I mean, kinda. But the whole nothing's following you thing just fucking really pissed me off.
Yeah, that's where I was. I think it had some good moments, some good spooky moments in it.
Yeah. I mean, when she finds the dead bodies and shit, it was pretty neat. But
Yeah, there were so many of them.
yeah, there was. But yeah, it's
It was fine.
oh yeah. I wouldn't say skip it. I don't hate it as much as Scotch, but I mean, it was okay. Watch it if you fucking are
Dare.
bored and you didn't watch all the other movies we've talked about.
Of course, yes.
Which brings me to the Slapper of the Week. It's a little spooky, but it's another one that you talked about last week. Bad Taste.
Oh, you watched it.
Oh, I
Attaboy.
watched it. It is slappy AF, my friend.
Yeah, that's a slap. That's a slap classic.
So much gore and so much stupidity. Just weird. And these guys worked for the military or the government.
Yeah, they worked
somehow?
for like the government or somebody. It's fucking great. Did you see the part? Was I correct about the quote where they're like, "We wear masks, so if we kill a whole bunch of innocent people,
Yeah, something
we
like
don't
that.
have- we're not on camera or whatever."
It was pretty good though. If you're into like spooky, weird 80s, not even spooky, just funny, dumb.
Definitely some fart and not enough heart.
Yeah, there was a lot of fart. Tell
Lot
ya.
of heart. I don't know how much heart there even was. It's been a while. I need to watch that again.
I don't think there was heart at all, really.
Perfect. That's
Yeah.
why it's a slap classic.
That's why it
No
slapped,
heart.
man. Keep your heart out of it.
I mean, there's something to be said about a movie that has no romantic element or no attempt to like throw that heartfelt moment in there and is still fucking awesome and
Yeah.
you care about the characters.
Yeah, exactly. The whole
I think we took a big step in explaining what slap culture was with that too much heart, not enough fart. I think we're getting closer to defining this.
I think you're right. But that's it. That's a slapper and a half.
Slapper of the week.
There you go. Watch Peter Jackson's film Bad Taste.
Yes, sir.
So how about we go ahead and move into some things I've got for video game news / stuff. That was pretty good. I like that.
Thanks.
So there's this. I'm going to take you guys on a little trip of a saga, which is it's Call of Duty related. All right.
Oh, all right.
I know. Just come with me on this little journey. So Call of Duty Activision has created a kernel that is supposed to curb cheaters.
Oh, yes.
It's a PC kernel driven driver, right? It's a machine learning thing that examines the player behavior, and a whole bunch of people investigate things that are suspicious, and then if the player turns out to be cheating or it looks like they're cheating, then they'll just ban them. The point of this is that they want to ban cheaters in Call of Duty Warzone and in the new upcoming Call of Duty Vanguard. So they put this very aggressive Instagram post out.
Oh, I got an email that had it on.
Yeah, and it was like a whole press release where they're like, we love the players, we love the game, we love that everyone enjoys it, and we understand that cheaters are ruining it, so we're going to fucking take them. I'm paraphrasing. We're going to fucking take them out with this new anti-cheat thing.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward the next day, literally the next day, this thing is codenamed Ricochet. And it already leaked to the hackers, and they have started decoding.
That sounds about right.
So somebody at Activision leaked it out so the hackers could get around it. Maybe that was the trick the whole time.
That's funny in of itself.
Yeah.
But it turns out that Vice is now reporting that was the point the whole time.
Oh, man, I nailed that one.
To find out.
It was like when
3D chess, brother.
Anonymous put that tracking software in Tor and got all the child porn guys.
Nice. But yeah, they now Vice is trying to say, well, we had actually already installed this on some users' machines to test it out, and it was inevitable that it was going to leak. So this was a controlled leak to trick the cheap developers. So they say.
Right.
It seems like the best thing to do.
Might as well say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
yeah, we meant that.
Even if you're trying to stop the cheaters, it's best to have something that's leaked to the cheaters so you could catch them easier.
Mm-hmm.
It's like inviting criminals for getting a boat at a...
It's true.
Yeah, so I don't know if I believe them that this was the intention, but at the same time, how many times have we seen like a new form of digital security just get broke within like 24 hours?
That's usually what they do.
Yeah.
Right? Like a game comes out and like, we have the most cutting edge security ever. No one's going to pirate this game. And within like 6 hours of release, it's on torrents.
Yeah, there's people who devote their whole lives to that shit.
The richer than we are.
Not me, of course. Yep. Exactly.
Not me, of course. So that's the Call of Duty saga that is still developing. We'll report back if we have new cool shit next week, but I don't know if we will.
Fuck it.
But now we've got Grand Theft Auto news.
Oh, let's hear it.
Is it about 5 or 6?
7.
It's about the trilogy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Oh, the older games.
Yeah, and I mean, we've talked about it briefly, and I said that, if they update it rather than just, slap new graphics on it, I might consider playing it.
Mm-hmm.
It turns out that they still haven't showed any gameplay, but they said that it'll feature GTA 5 style controls and high-res textures. So probably the weapon wheel.
So they're not changing the game is what you're saying?
Yeah, because I don't know if you've done it lately, Dr. Scientist, but when you go back and you play Grand Theft Auto 3, it plays like an old game.
Yeah, it does.
Like, there's no aiming system or anything. It's just that little dot reticule and you throw bullets at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very old school. I don't know. Maybe I'd play it. I kind of want to play it.
I'll play it for $15.
Okay.
3 games for $15?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, if I'd play that game, I would.
That's a good value. 3 games for $15. But that leads us into our next piece of news, which...
it's $60.
Oh, boy, this is going to be awkward. But Rockstar has released news that the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy remaster will reportedly cost the same as AAA games.
So $70 for the PS5 version.
Man, we're nailing it today.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it. A website by the name, I'm not familiar with this, base.com, has already opened pre-orders for it. The Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, which you have two colons. That's a sloppy name. But it's listed at $70, €70 on PS5 and Xbox Series X.
That can't possibly be worth it.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll play the old versions.
The only way I would consider it for that price is if it all looked like Grand Theft Auto 5. Like, it has to look like
it has to
they
look
just redid the Grand Theft
beautiful.
Auto 5 map and the missions, and now we're playing it.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Okay. But that's also the other piece of Grand Theft Auto news, rolling right into it, is there's been a rumor that it's going to be released physically December 7th.
That's like a month and a half away.
The reason people say this is because there was a leak for a promotional item where that said if you buy Grand Theft Auto, the Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, by January 20th, then you get a certain in-game bonus or something like that. So they're like, this lines up with that day. but the interior sources that no one can name says December 7th.
Whatevs. We'll see. See how it is.
I am so sick of Grand Theft Auto news.
So, more Grand Theft Auto news.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be awkward. No, I'm kidding. That was it for Grand Theft Auto. The only other piece of real hard news, even though I know I just mentioned a rumor, is that EA Sports is removing ex-Raiders coach John Gruden from Madden after the email scandal.
Whatever. Yeah, it's 10 years ago. Old-ass emails, right?
I mean,
Old-ass racist, homophobic, and misogynistic language.
they're not all from 10 years
It's
ago.
private. If I send you a racist, homophobic, misogynist email, I hope you don't leak it.
Can't promise you.
That'd be the first thing going on my Twitter.
Hey, let's get more ears on this fucking podcast then.
Just start saying wild shit.
Yeah.
More,
These assholes said this?
Yeah, I did hear about that, actually.
So, yeah, they're going to just change him with a generic likeness.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't think you got money for it anyway, right?
isn't it just a generic likeness anyway?
It used to be, but now they actually have the coaches in it.
Oh, really?
As of like 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago.
I wonder how much the coaches get paid for that.
I don't know, because they would have to
They'd have to-
sign the
yeah.
deal with the coaches, right? Because
It's not the players' union.
yeah, it's a whole different thing. Are they unionized? I don't even know.
I don't
I-
think so.
I
Who the
doubt
hell
it,
knows?
because the coaches traditionally are not a low-paying job.
Unless it just goes along with like the NFL symbol likeness and stuff and all that. If that's
Oh,
all,
it's just like a package deal.
yeah. If that's all thrown in together.
Yeah. It's in your contract that you give up your right.
So I've got one more.
I like going
Two
on this
more.
legal news about that.
I've got two more little rumors for you. One is that the Resident Evil Village DLC may be revealed this Halloween.
Oh, I love rumors about things that might
That
happen.
might be revealed. Okay.
So they're saying that Capcom very soon is going to be celebrating their 25th anniversary of the Resident Evil series.
Mhm.
Which, holy fuck, do I feel old? Because I remember playing the first game when that was the only game.
Yeah, I hear that.
Jesus. So there are 9 announcements that are going to be incoming. 2 of which have already been revealed to be a sweepstakes for Resident Evil merch, and one was the release date for Resident Evil 4 VR.
I love that we live in a world where there's press releases about releases.
It's good stuff.
It's pretty great, right? Well, these PR people got to justify those paychecks, right?
Yeah, right.
But there seems to be a big announcement hidden in there for Resident Evil Village, and there's apparently a bunch of Halloween celebrating art that they saw some Resident Evil Village shit in the background of.
Ooh.
It's a bit thin. I didn't say it was definitely going to happen. But I'll tell you, there's probably going to be DLC for it. I can't imagine there won't be.
Yeah. Do they still do like Halloween shit for Borderlands 3?
I don't know.
I wonder.
I don't think I played it since the pandemic started.
I didn't play it since the first year was over, yeah.
I still haven't played any of the DLC in Borderlands 3, and I paid for all of it twice.
Yeah, you did. Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you play it? I hope you at least.
Oh, yeah. I played all of it.
Good. Okay, good.
Yeah, the
Man, what a
DLCs
boner.
weren't bad.
Well, they're pretty fun.
But then I imagine it got like Borderlands 2 was, where they just started releasing like, here's a boss, go through this, fight the boss.
Yeah, I don't know. It gets boring after
Yeah.
a year. You know how it is.
So, do you guys remember me telling you about the possibility of a new Sly Cooper game?
Yeah.
A little bit.
In a rumor, there was someone reached out to a guy by the name of Nick, who leaked the original rumor saying he had industry insiders. And then someone's like, hey, I know you said it's in development. What are we talking about here? And he replied back, like, for what my sources say, it's very early on. It's quite early.
Yeah, that's what I'd say, too.
Yeah, if I was making something up, that's exactly what I'd say.
Ooh, it's so early, man.
It's possible we don't hear about this for years even.
Yeah.
It's possible it doesn't even ever happen.
True.
It's possible that he's completely correct, and a Sly Cooper 5 has been started, but it may never see the light
Yeah.
of day. It might get canceled, or it might suck, or God knows what.
Nobody knows.
The only way you'll know is if they re-release like a Sly Cooper trilogy pack for the PlayStation 5 or something.
Yeah, that's a good hint.
But then now it makes me think, why are they doing the Grand Theft Auto trilogy? If all this news is supposedly saying that they're going to reveal 6 in December.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Wait for the suckers to buy it, pre-order it,
Yeah.
and then be like, boom.
Or they
6 is
release
coming
the-
next year.
They release the news and everybody's like, oh, I got to play the old ones again just to get into the
True. Nostalgia.
GTA mood.
I thought we were done talking about GTA.
Yeah, really.
How about we're just done with all of it, and we'll be done with video game news / stuff.
Okay.
So how about we get into the game? How does that sound?
Okay.
Let us.
Now, this game, obviously, everybody knows what it is. You know, I think that like this is a reveal, but the game's in the episode title. Like, we're not surprising anybody here.
Oh, I've known that for 2.5 years. I don't know why you've been doing
Are you
it.
I
kidding
just
me?
picked that up. It's crazy. But this is a game where we ask the question, can a resurrected zombie be the most entertaining character in the entire game? We're talking about Koudelka,
Koudelka.
which I have never fucking heard about.
Me neither.
Oh, I hadn't either. I'll explain.
It was released December 16th, 1909 in Japan, and back in North America later that summer, June 29th, 2000. The following summer, I suppose. Number one song on the radio. Can you guys guess it?
99. NSYNC. Hit Me. No, I can't think of the name of an NSYNC song.
Smash Mouth.
Ooh,
Walking on the Sun.
That's not bad either.
You guys are so much closer than you think they were.
Did they ever team up? Smash Mouth and NSYNC?
Yeah, right.
No, but this song is a team up.
Michael and Janet Jackson.
Oh, God, that'd be awesome. No, it is Smooth by
Oh,
Santana, featuring
okay.
Rob Thomas.
Oh, yeah. Smooth Criminal.
Still, the best thing Rob Thomas ever did was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah. It was a great episode, too.
Number one movie,
Oh.
Stuart Little.
I would have never guessed
never
that.
got it.
Nope.
Never.
No, never. This day in history, 1916, December 16th. Rasputin, the monk who had wielded powerful influence over the Russian royal family, was murdered by a group of noblemen led by Prince Felix Yusupov and the Grand Duke Dmitry Pavlovich.
Yeah, he was poisoned, stabbed, shot,
Drawn
drawn,
and
quartered.
Just before his head died.
Damn it, I was just going to say that. It's Vigo! That's great. Anyway, released for PlayStation exclusive, developed by Sacknoth and published by SNK, which is I haven't seen their name come up in a while.
Oh,
but
you don't play. Okay, never mind then. I see them all the
that
time.
you're right. The only time I remember, I think they did Baseball Stars for Nintendo. God, I hope I'm right about that. I am going to look that up. But it is an RPG written by Hiroki Kikuta.
Nailed it.
I'm nailing these names. Getting better. This was picked by the real star of the show, Dr. Syintist. So how about you explain this game a little bit? You know, lead us into it. Tell us what it's all about.
Well, I was going to pick Shadow Hearts because I loved playing the Shadow Hearts games and the stories were good and it's kind of spooky-ish. And then when I went to do some preliminary research, I found out this game was before it and kind of led into it. I was like, oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it like the same universe?
Yeah, it's apparently the spiritual predecessor.
Predecessor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it actually leads right into Shadow Hearts.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh, well, let's do that because I don't know what happens in this one.
Yeah. Never even heard of this fucking thing.
No, me neither. And by the way, I was correct. Baseball Stars was SNK. You're both welcome.
I knew it.
Yeah, I just wanted you to check. But it's like a Victorian style horror game set in like the early 1900s, late 1800s. The series, anyway. This one's set on Halloween Day, 1898, in Aberystwyth, Wales.
I think it's a Barry Swith, but yeah, it's so spooky.
Yeah.
It's Halloween Day.
Oh, my God. I didn't even notice.
Yes, it comes up at the beginning of the thing. It says October 31st, 1898.
Oh, I just saw. I was quickly writing down Aberystwyth, Wales, 1898.
Just to ask you a completely unrelated question. What do you guys call the night before Halloween?
Halloween.
That's the October 30th.
Yeah, but isn't there a colloquial name for it?
Like Mischief Night.
Mischief Night?
Yes, okay. That's what I said too. And my fiance looked at me like I was fucking nuts.
It's probably a Northeast thing.
Oh, there's a movie
is.
called Mischief Night, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, there was this New York Times thing where you could answer like 30 questions like that, like what do you call the night before Halloween? And it'll tell you exactly where you're from.
Oh, wow.
And it fucking nailed mine.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be like, what do you call this? And it's kind of a picture of soda.
Pop.
And
No,
then,
it's stuff like it's sort of questions like that. Like, do you say like Mary, Mary, Mary? Do you say like
instead of Mary, Mary, Mary,
that three?
The
They're like
name-
linguistic things.
the feeling and the act.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a link. It's fun. It's fun.
And it's like, does it show a pierogi and say, can you buy this at your local store?
No, but they do ask some of them like, I've never heard of the bug or heard it referred to as a roly-poly.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've heard them called that, but I've never called them that myself.
No.
Exactly. Yeah, like I've heard that term, but I have no idea what people are referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
I guess
little,
that's like a Southern thing or a Midwest
they're
thing.
little centipede-like things.
Yeah, and they curl up in a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys a link.
All right.
All right,
sweet.
let's do a whole episode on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's also like this one, the fighting is a little different than the Shadow Hearts games. This one's like a strategy RPG. When you get into a fight, there's like a grid, you move your characters on, you attack enemies. But anyway, the game starts with the main character, Koudelka, and she's like climbing the wall of this monastery, and you don't know exactly why she's doing it or why she's there, but she like breaks in and she comes across this guy dying almost right away. And he's kind of like there and he's like, oh, I was attacked by these things. Watch out. And then one kind of attacks her. Might be the tutorial battle, whatever.
Yeah, probably.
Then you fight it and fight it off. And then Koudelka's like, hey, dude, I'll heal you.
All right.
And I wish I would remember what he said because I just wrote the dude is obsessed with angels. You must talk about them. Yeah. But anyway, you find out his name's Edward Plunkett. And he's there to steal stuff. I don't know if he tells you that directly, but you kind of get that. He's there to like pillage it. But he becomes like your partner and co-protagonist.
Yeah, you trust him fast and hard quickly.
He did save your life. We saved each other's lives.
Yeah.
But that's a good point.
I mean, you're both not there you didn't go in the front door, either of you.
Yeah.
Which,
And then Koudelka is really preaching about saving his life, by the way.
Yeah.
She's really preaching
I
about
mean,
it.
I'd hold it over to the people's heads too if I did it. So I can't really say she's wrong.
I want to believe I wouldn't, but I probably
definitely
would.
Oh,
wouldn't.
I definitely would.
I probably would.
Hell no.
I mean, it's not the right thing to do, but I definitely like, remember that time I saved your life?
That's why we're different.
Dr. Syintist, how about you run to Taco Bell this time by yourself, and here's my order, and you're going to like, well, fuck you, I'm not doing that. I'm like, well, remember the time I saved your life? You know?
Yeah.
I can always take it back.
Yeah, I can always take it.
And I'm saving your life by not getting you Taco Bell.
Oh, snap. Then we're even.
At least your evening. I mean, this leads into a weird part of the story where after you break in, you come across the caretakers of the property who are Ogden and Bestie. I didn't write their last name down.
Hartman.
I thought I was going to say Hartwell, but I wasn't. And you're like, kind of like, oh, they're like, oh, come on in. We know you broke in, but hey, let's have some dinner. And the whole time, Koudelka's like, I ain't eating.
Not hungry.
And they kind of like have a talk about monsters and the origin of the monastery and how it got there.
They seem very lovely.
Yes. Seem it. And they talk about how it was built to like stop monsters and it was built on a pagan site and stuff. And then Ed like scarfs down a lot of the soup and Koudelka's like, nah, I'm not hungry. And then they kind of go away and Koudelka's like, hey, Ed, that soup was poisoned. Why'd you eat it?
She's real cocky about it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is. And she's like, I detected there was poison. I didn't eat it.
Yeah, I detected poison a month ago.
And she's like, well, I guess I'll cure you anyway. So that's the second time you save Ed's life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I just wanted to see this real quick of you dying, and then I'll save your life. I think this would be a kick.
I think she was just trying to see what kind of person, like how inept he was.
Yeah. And it kind of also would tip it off if they both didn't eat, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if she thought about that much about it, but I mean, if I just saved someone's life, I'd probably let them get poisoned a little bit if I could cure them.
Yeah, you're a witch or something, so.
Yeah, you have some kind of missile powers. So anyway, you leave this like caretakers thing because you know they're real shady, so fuck those guys. And you go exploring the monastery grounds, and you come across our third protagonist who joins your party, James O'Flaherty, who is a disgusting character, I guess.
I hate him so much.
He's so Christian.
Yeah, he's a priest, an Irish priest too.
So he's part of the church, and I'm part of the church. That means he's a good guy, and he can't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Right? That's how this works?
I guess.
And you
I guess.
I don't know.
you kind of like save him. He's kind of knocked out in some kind of tree or viney kind of trap. And you tell him what happened. He's like, no, those caretakers wouldn't do that. There was no way. It was probably immigrants, because he says that a lot.
Does he?
He sure does.
He does. Oh,
a lot.
That's not even joking. He blames a lot of things on immigrants. He's very racist.
Oh.
Often.
He's
This
very
comes up
Jesus-y
often.
too, which kind of is weird.
Yeah, he's crazy preachy. It's like, oh, it's probably because you don't believe in God. You know.
God loves everyone except these immigrants.
Yeah.
That's basically his ethos.
I believe he might actually say that.
Do not isolate that audio and just. this is no, thank you.
It wasn't very
That's
clean
what
anyway.
the character said.
But even though he hates you, he's like, I'll go tag along with you.
He invites himself on your party.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't really explain why he's there yet.
Mm-mm.
So you go exploring a little bit, and someone tries to shoot you, blah, blah, blah. You don't know who it is yet, but you'll find out later. And you're kind of like, oh, someone's shooting at us. But you come across this creepy kid ghost named Charlotte.
Spooky.
And she kind of like spooks you a little bit, yeah. And there's a lot of dead bodies and spirits laying around.
Oh, yeah. Koudelka can feel them or
well,
something.
dead bodies laying around and spirits floating.
Yes.
And Koudelka's like, let's channel them and find out. And so she finds out that this place used to be a prison too. So it was a monastery, then a prison, and now it's back to like this. Someone bought it and just taking care of it. So it's got a lot of evil energy, I guess I would call it.
Definitely a lot of restless spirits, let's say.
Yeah.
Bad vibes.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
Bad vibes all around.
And Koudelka kind of like, I mean, James is upset that Koudelka let the spirits into her so she could talk and stuff.
Oh, he's like, that's not very
Yeah.
Jesus-like.
Yeah, neither is racism, dick, she says.
That's a good point.
But she also, after this is kind of done, she reveals that she's there because she felt a spirit calling out to her asking for help. So that's why she's out there. And yeah, blah, blah, blah.
So that's why Koudelka's out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's out there because I did miss that somehow. Because, I miss things. That's part of that's my thing. That's
She says
Poppascotch's
it like
thing
5
now.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was there because she heard the spirit calling out for help. Edward was there to steal stuff.
Yes. And you
Basically.
don't know exactly why Jimmy O'Flaherty is there yet.
Yeah, I figured he was just a priest that works there.
But you'd be wrong.
I know.
In my notes again, I just have James is very preachy again.
Yeah.
Except for the poor and needy. He's not very happy about those kind of guys.
No. God helps those who help
He's-
themselves.
Such a scumbag.
And you,
Hey, this ties into the midnight mass thing,
Yeah.
Yep.
They any verse to justify their nonsense.
I do like how the game made someone of the church a shitty character.
Yeah.
It seems like
Definitely
a bold
got
step in the
points for
late
that.
90s to do. But I digress.
Wait, they could be the bad guys?
You walk around a little bit and the ground kind of gives way and you land in this like prison type area.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid ghost visits you again. And she kind of tells you that she was killed there back when it was like it wasn't a prison sort of, it was like an asylum. We've done a lot of asylum games.
They are
They're
spooky.
spooky. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. There are a lot of them, huh?
Yeah.
And she kind of just tells you that she died there and she's not happy about life in general, even though she's a ghost.
Does she tell you here that's like she was a like bastard child and she was just abandoned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was put there and she died on the grounds. And I don't know exactly what happens, but in my notes I put James is pretty shitty again. So he must have said something about immigrants.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, this is broken record James at this point.
Yeah.
Or he's probably saying, oh, she was born out of wedlock. She deserves whatever she got.
Yeah. Something like that.
Something stupid.
But you get out of the like little cell you're in and you walk around and you find like old relics of things and lots of dead bodies. And James is still pretty adamant that the couple caretaker didn't do this. It must be the thieves and the immigrants. That's a quote.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That isn't me just saying it.
Right.
And so they walk around, explore some little more, and you walk into this building and a chandelier drops on them. But they get out of the way.
What?
Thank goodness.
And of course, they find the guy who did it. And I have another quote in my book. Dirty immigrant thief is what James calls him.
Mm-hmm.
And then James starts blaming him for all the dead people. Because the guy's like, hey, I escaped the caretakers. He's like, no, you killed everybody.
So no, I still don't believe
They
the
only
murderers.
kill thieves, so that's okay.
Yeah.
And then
Doesn't he? Oh, yeah.
go ahead.
He talks about how he's seen them kill people.
Yeah.
He's like, they killed all these people, man. What are you talking about? They're,
And James just refuses to believe him.
yeah.
And then Edward pulls out his gun and shoots him in the face.
Cool.
They
What a
did try.
cool guy.
They did try to kill him.
And he's like,
That's
hey,
true.
we can't have this guy tagging along, and he's going to try and kill us later. So,
I don't know what to believe there, but yeah.
I thought it was a really heavy moment for a game that's mostly been like,
Oh.
I don't want to say lighthearted, I guess.
It is jokey.
it was. I didn't expect him to shoot him in the face.
No.
No, I expected them to, deal with them maybe, but he's like, here we go, bloop.
He tried to kill him, so Ed's like, fuck it. We're done.
That's fair.
So you go exploring some more, and you discover this room full of paintings of a ship being shipwrecked, and multiple paintings of it, called the Princess Alice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then, like, oh, this is kind of weird.
They're all the same boat.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So-
You find out later why they're all there.
Yeah.
And then Koudelka has like a vision when she touches them of people drowning and stuff, and a woman named Elaine and stuff, and she was killed, and then she kind of like snaps out of it.
And she's like, oh my God, that's the woman who fucking summoned me here.
Yes.
Oh, man.
like- Elaine must be the woman she summoned here. And then James like furrows his brow.
Okay.
So as you do in RPGs, you go exploring a little bit more. And you come across this library full of mystical books. And
Sweet.
you come across like a zombie type body in there. Who I think is Poppascotch's favorite character.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
And you're like, oh, that's weird this body's here. And he kind of just wakes up and starts mentioning random words, and he says a couple things. And kind of like passes back out.
This is like the teaser for the best character in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this character is actually in the Shadow Hearts games too.
Real? That's fun. Awesome.
It's real weird, but yeah, he's in there. Then after the guy passes back out, the body lays back down. James is like, that's what I'm looking for. The emigre document that he mentioned. And then James goes on of why he's here. He eventually feels, I guess, cleared enough to talk to you about it. He's on a mission from the Vatican.
I knew it.
The guy who owns this property paid to have the immigrant document stolen, the emigre document stolen.
Patrick Hayworth?
Yes, Patrick Hayworth, the guy who owns the property. He was a rich dude.
Yeah, he was.
And the document is written about, it's a pagan document of everlasting life and resurrection and all kinds of things like that. So James is there to steal it back and stop him from doing anything with the document.
So thievery's okay.
Well,
I guess he's
is
getting
it
it
thievery
back.
if you steal your
You're
own thing
right.
that was stolen?
Yes.
Probably,
I think so.
Yes.
technically. But
Jesus
I
would
don't
have said
think.
so.
Well, legally, I don't think you'd be a problem. Probably, maybe, depending if you broke in or something. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't,
Didn't OJ steal his own shit and get caught?
Technically, yes. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's why he went to prison, right?
Uh-huh.
But I mean, that stuff wasn't stolen.
Oh, yeah, it was sold.
It was sold. Yeah.
Right.
We'll never know.
Potato.
Hey, any lawyers
We'll
listening,
never know.
explain this to us.
we'll never know.
So after some more exploring, you hear the church bells start tolling, and you know what that means?
Some more racist shits incoming?
No, it's All Saints Day.
Oh.
Of course. Of course.
Yes, the day after Halloween. And then that kind of like all this energy kind of coalesces into this demon thing, and like a little battle ensues, and Koudelka gets separated from Edward and James.
Oh, is this where she gets her ass kicked right through that door?
Yeah.
Like she
Yeah.
flies through the air?
Yeah,
That was pretty
It's
awesome.
pretty sweet. That was a cool ass monster, too.
yeah. But she kind of wakes up and she's separated from those two, and she doesn't know where they are. So she starts going off and let me go back to my original mission, trying to find this spirit. And as she's walking around, she comes across a murder room.
Yes.
There's no other way to say it.
No.
Yeah, I don't know how else you'd describe that. You're correct.
That's what I've written.
Whatever you picture a murder room is, that's what she comes across. And
Yep.
Ogden kind of sneaks up behind her and knocks her out.
Oh, no.
Protagonist KO'd. There's your bingo spot.
Okay.
Ooh, that's the best way to summarize that and put it down.
So you wake up and Ogden's there sharpening his axe, going on some crazy rant about Elaine and other stuff and whatever.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah,
Like, he's
it's,
not there
it's
anymore.
not making sense. He was making much more sense when he was serving you soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
Yeah. Absolutely.
He kind of like gets ready to swing the axe down on your face, and a gunshot goes off, and you find his wife Bessie behind him with the gun in her hand.
Boom. Shotgun.
And she tells you the tragic story of Ogden.
Oh.
Apparently, he was a captain of the Princess Alice, and
Killed a lot of people.
I don't know if he did it, but he was blamed for it at least.
Well, I don't
He was the
think did it
captain
on
of
purpose,
it. Yeah.
It's more like
Yeah,
a Titanic thing, I think.
And he was kind of like ostracized after that. And then Elaine gave him a job here to help with the grounds. And one time he was gone and Elaine was killed, and then he blamed himself for it. So he went around killing other people.
Mm-hmm.
You'll find out why later. And then out of nowhere, Bessie just shoots herself in the face. Like, I can't let him wait. Boom.
Yeah. She's like, Ogden's dead. I'm
Yeah.
going with him.
Like a good wife. That's her words, not mine.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't say, those are not my words.
It's true. Not the good wife thing, but her words. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then soon afterwards, you like hear Edward on the other side of a door and you can't get through it. And you're like, hey, let's all go meet up at the library. And you're like, that sounds like a great idea.
I like books.
Yeah. So Koudelka goes off by herself and Edward and James go off to try and meet up at the library. And you're going through the graveyard on your way there. And you come across a couple graves. You find Charlotte's grave. You find St. Daniel's grave, which doesn't matter right now. As you're there, Roger Bacon kind of sneaks up on you stealthily and starts babbling.
It's Roger Bacon.
The zombie guy
The zombie
that woke
guy,
up.
the best character in the game.
Well, you didn't say the name before, okay?
I thought he did. He's like a vampire zombie origin story. He's like, I'm from the 13th century.
Yeah. Been around for a minute.
He's like, I've been asleep for like 100 years.
And the guy's like, wait a minute. You're telling me you're the same Roger Bacon, born in 883 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the very same, yes.
I'm just waiting to do that voice.
I was sitting on it for a while.
Yeah. Well, he helps you get through and meet up with the guys, and then they have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I love how he's like, yeah, man. I won't say how he got immortal,
No, he doesn't tell you yet, but
he's like, my body doesn't change, or my body changes. Like, it doesn't mean my body's immortal.
Yeah.
that's why he looks all zombie.
It's like a skeleton almost.
So after they meet up in the library, like James starts telling the story about how another tie he has to this place. He knew who Patrick was, and they were both competing for Elaine's hand in marriage. But James lost because he's a scumbag.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Or he blames his social status, but everybody knows he's a scumbag.
Yeah, come on. Social stat, get out of here.
Then Koudelka's like, no, something else is going on here. It's not the only thing we're here for. And they find the key to Patrick's mansion, and they're like, let's go check out the mansion and see what's going on here.
Perfect.
And when you get there, you meet Charlotte again.
Oh, she's not happy about it.
No, and she curses you, and she's all blah, blah, blah. And then there's kind of like, you kind of free her ghost from restlessness by showing her mom actually cared for her and tried to do stuff for her, but the mother was in prison, so they wouldn't let her talk to her kid and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, isn't this where she's like, I know what you're going through? And she's like, yeah, right. You're a fucking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of have a heart-to-heart, and then Charlotte's like, oh, thanks. And then
Oh, yeah, you don't know anything about me, bitch.
you free the ghost. Then you go explore the mansion some more, and you come across the library in the mansion. And guess who's there?
Roger Bacon.
Our buddy Roger. And he tells you some more about the backstory here. That he copied the Immigrant document originally for the Vatican in the 1300s. And he's like, it just unravels the secrets of life. And it's things, whatever. And he's like, after I copied it, the Pope wanted me killed because that's what popes were wont to do.
Of course.
It's not against any kind of commandment or anything.
Nope.
So he escaped and went to the secret lands described in the Immigrant document and became immortal.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, I wandered around for a bit and got tired with life and slept for 100 years.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome.
I'm so jealous.
Awesome.
I would like to sleep for 10 hours one of these days.
Mm.
Did you ever have the moment where you slept way too much and you wake up feeling like shit anyway?
Yeah, you go back to sleep.
I always feel like shit when I wake up.
You guys need to talk to someone. Neither of those are correct. You need to go to the doctor. I don't know. Talk to your local barkeep. They'll help you out.
Anyway, what happens?
Okay, so that's the only Roger. And then, like, Koudelka, you walk around a little bit more and you come around this thing, and Koudelka's like, let me summon Elaine's spirit and see what's going on here.
She could do that the whole time, or she'd have to go somewhere special.
Well, it was like a special place for Elaine. It was like a picture of her or something.
All right.
And she tells you the thing that she was killed by thieves, and then Pat and Ogden were gone at the time. Thieves broke in, killed her. And then Pat was so distraught, and he tried to bring her back to life, which is why he had the emigre document stolen. And then he used it to resurrect her, and part of the ritual was killing all these people, which is why Ogden started killing everybody. But it just brought her body back, and her soul was still separated. So she wants you to destroy the body part of her so her soul can get some rest. Because they're still tied together, but they're not the same thing.
Makes sense.
It does in a spooky type of way. So you go back to Roger Bacon and ask him for some, like, hey, can you help us here? He's like, oh, yeah, you really can't resurrect people. You kind of just, like, resurrect the body. And he's like, I can tell you how to get rid of it. And it's this long, complicated ritual about a saint's arm and some kind of flames at the Tree of Life.
Obviously.
So you go to the cathedral, which is where the Tree of Life is. After you find the arm and whatever and all that other stuff.
Naturally. Obviously. We all knew this.
And then, like, Koudelka's like, I'll go do it myself. I'm like, no, we're all doing this together. They all double down as a team. But you get to the door, and it's like, oh, we can't get in. Then James is like, hey, I can make nitroglycerin.
Oh, yeah. I guess there's some shit around here. I could whip some up for you.
Yeah, I believe there's some stuff there. Yeah, so just go drink while I do this. So Elaine or Edward and Koudelka kind of go and have some spirits and talk about their pasts. And
this was so long.
It was.
I know. I just have pity off written here. They're all like, woe is me, woe is me.
They
yeah?
do.
Woe is you, woe is me.
They do kind of one-up each other on how sad their lives are.
Yeah.
And it was like, it was the type of drunk you'd see from two high school kids that have never drank alcohol before.
Yeah, and they thought they were drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I'll tell you who got it bad.
But I mean,
I don't know, man. I've been slamming these duels, and I'm like, trash.
it does go into their past on how they became who they are. But
yeah.
It's still kind of, I don't think you need to get smashed to do it.
That is nice. I'm not saying it's not nice that we got more information about them, but it's like right before the final fucking boss.
Yeah.
Like this should have came like a third of the way through the game.
Coming from the guy who was hungover at Chipotle at 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
On a Tuesday. On a Tuesday.
He's telling everybody about his old upbringing and how it sucks to be a psychic. And
yeah, because she predicted her dad's death, so she was ostracized from her ROM community.
Yeah, her mom wanted to kill her at 9 or whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, he eventually finishes the nitroglycerin, like, hey, let's go blow up that door.
All right.
So they do it. And they get in the cathedral, and there's kind of like roots all around. They find Patrick's dead body, and they're like, yep, this is the Tree of Life. Let's go destroy it. So they throw the arm in, and they start the whole thing on fire. Well, they kind of like pour, I think it's gasoline all around.
Yeah.
It was some kind of accelerant.
I mean, it wouldn't be gasoline because it wasn't around in 1898, but
A spirit.
yeah.
They had moonshine.
Yep.
And they throw in the arm. They kind of like do a weird chant, and they kind of burn the whole cathedral down, which is another not very Christian thing James does.
He just wants that book, bro.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like he may be completely full of shit.
I mean, that's the church in general.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
Hot take.
You'll speak for yourselves,
You'll
man.
cut that out.
Speak for yourself, man.
Me and the Pope go way back.
But now that the Tree of Life has been burned, you can finally try and put Elaine's body to rest.
Okay.
So you go up and you wander around. You eventually get to the place where Elaine's body is. Kind of a cool scene for a 1999 game that they had here, where she comes out of like the plant.
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
neat.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
But anyway, you get to Elaine in the final battle, and there's 3 different endings you can have here. I'll do the canon one last.
Okay.
That's what we've established in previous episodes of this.
Have we?
Well, maybe later episodes.
I didn't think there was a...
I was trying to lay some groundwork so when we get to the later episodes, but I guess we just blew past that. So anyway.
The first ending has to do with... I didn't mention it, but at the beginning of the game, Koudelka loses a pendant she got from her parents. And you can find it later on. And the part in the graveyard is where you find it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you don't find the pendant at all, or you throw it away, when Elaine opens up from like her plant thing, she blows this like flesh-eating mist at you, and it kills everybody. Game's over.
It's kind of
fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's like that scene in Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
Everyone just melts.
Because I guess they didn't find Koudelka's pendant.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder, I don't know if you know this, Dr. Side. You may not. You didn't play through the game. But I wonder if that's in like an easily findable spot where you got to be kind of a fucking idiot to walk over it.
I would think so.
It's probably like under a vase or something, which is...
And I would imagine you're able to go back there. I don't know for sure. Because if you
Yeah.
just miss it and can't go back, it's kind of screws your whole save.
Have you ever walked through the same area like 3 times and then still find something the
Yeah,
third
all
time?
the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
I'm just wondering if it was super easy to find. I like the idea that there's a whole different ending for if you just discarded it at some point. I think
Yeah.
that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you discard it, if you can ever get it back. But I guess from a 1999 game, you wouldn't, but I don't know for sure. Then, if you have the pendant, you get one of the next 2 endings. And it absorbs that attack, and it's kind of like, oh. And then I just wrote creepy splicer crawling, because she crawls like a splicer from Bioshock on the walls and stuff here. Elaine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wrote spider-like.
Yeah, that's the same thing. So she kind of like chases you to the bell tower, and this is where you can have the actual final fight.
Mm-hmm.
And for the non-canon ending here, it's if you actually beat her, and it kind of like all 3 guys survive, and they kind of just like have talks and like, hey, yeah, we'll do this, and blah, 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 blah. And the game kind of ends. You did it.
You see the sunrise and you amicably part is what I wrote.
Yeah, it's good wording. you put Elaine's soul and body to rest, so everybody's happy, and they kind of just leave.
That's not canon?
Nope. The canon ending is the other one when you lose the fight.
Oh,
Interesting.
Okay.
If you're fighting and you lose, she kind of like is taking all of you down, and then James is like, that's it. I got a sack move going. And he kind of like calls down heavenly powers.
Sack move.
And he kind of uses like holy light to kill Elaine, which is, I guess, what racists do.
Wow.
But he kind of like calls his holy power down, and it destroys Elaine's body, and the tower starts crumbling, and Koudelka and Edward escape the tower. And they kind of like spend the night together. I don't know if it's hinted at they had relations. But
I don't know what that means. Could you explain it?
You know when
Winky got wet.
Oh, shit.
when 2 people love each other.
But anyway, they wake up the next morning like, yep, see ya.
Yeah. A wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
And Koudelka's like, well, I think Koudelka had all the power in that, so it's all right. And
Wham,
Koudelka's like,
bam,
I
thank you, man.
I think we'll see each other again.
Oh.
And it kind of like fades out.
Little foreshadowing.
And I know she has a lot to do with the beginning of Shadow Hearts, the next game, and the child she has. So,
She has a child.
Is it Edward's child?
I do not know.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell
We're
me.
gonna
Don't
have to
tell
do
me.
the next game to find
Oh
out.
my goodness, oh my god.
Oh my.
But yeah, the canon ending is when you lose the final boss fight.
Interesting. Well, they needed to throw the sack move in there.
And I think they just wanted to get rid of James, so he never had to be in it again.
Fair. Now, does that make up for everything that he was evil about him? Sack moved to save everybody else.
Well, I mean,
Or did he sack move just to kill that?
I think he sack moved because he thought he was going to get the hot ghost lady.
Fair. All right. Selfish asshole.
That's it.
That's it. That's the game.
That's the game. We did it. We got through it. We survived.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if we're better people.
I'm not.
Never are.
I'm not. Okay. Then let's just go ahead. We'll move into final thoughts. And I feel like this is an episode where I I think I'll volunteer. I'll go first.
Ooh.
Ooh, I think he's got a lot to say here.
I just don't. Do you guys? We ask each other questions. I don't remember what they are. Do you guys remember?
I got you.
Okay, great.
Would you click to make this go? What'd you think of the story, and how many stars out of 27 did you rate it?
That was pretty great. Thank you. Would I play this game? I don't think I would, just because I'm not super into RPGs and I'm not super into 90s RPGs for sure.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very specific type of game, and I shouldn't base it just on the type of game it is. That's not really fair.
Well, to
So
play
to
it.
play it, you can base it on that.
It's not what we do here. I wouldn't play it based on that. But if we're talking about just the story, would I play it based on strictly the story? Maybe. Maybe I would, because it's fun. I like how there's serious elements. There's some real characters in this game. I mean, even the priest, James, is a piece of shit, but he's got character. Man, I hate him. I hate him so much. And, Koudelka's got a good personality. Edward's kind of like the douchey jock dude, but Koudelka's like, nah, you're an idiot. Like, this is why you're an idiot. Let me explain 8 times why you're an idiot. And that's not even talking about the best character, Roger Bacon. So, would I play it based on that? Yeah, I'll give it a hard maybe. Hard maybe. Did the story work for me? I'm gonna go with yes. I'm thinking about it, and the reason I liked it was because it felt like this big, huge, epic tale.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a couple assholes in a haunted castle. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if part of that was bringing through the history of the Vatican text that was stolen through the priest or through an immortal being, but I cared. I thought it was a good story. It worked for me. There was enough action happening. The creepy-ass caretakers who tried to poison motherfuckers was a great addition. There were no characters in this game that I could have cut, and it would have been the exact same game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
And so for that, what score will I give it? I got to go high because I kind of liked it. Was it the best game we ever did? No. Was it the best story we ever did? Certainly not. But I think it's the best one we've done in some time.
So true.
So I'm going high. I'm giving it a 15. A 1-5, a 15.
Nice.
Damn.
I think that's fair. I think it's officially spooky. Great addition to Spooky October. There's ghosts and zombies.
And murderers.
And murderers, psycho caretakers.
Yeah, there's
that
murder
blow their brains
rooms.
out.
There's
Yeah, that's pretty good. There's a treasure room, too. I think that's scary.
Then I guess we'll move on to Sir Chump Slap. Got to hear what you think about it. Dr. How are you going to answer that if you don't know what the answer
I know. I was just
Yeah.
going to say, I don't...
Dr. Syintist, do you have anything for him?
Would you play this game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was the story awesome or lame?
Mm-hmm.
How many stars did you give this game, Cow?
The game cow. Yeah.
How many cows did I give this game? We should just rate it out 27 cows.
Oh.
Would I play it? I would, I think. Seemed neat. I would like to see how people leveled up, and did they get new weapons and shit or spells or stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Just standard RPG stuff.
Classic RPG shit, yeah. Sounds like a good time. Did the story work for me? Yes, it did.
Okay.
It was fun at times. It was spooky at times. It was gory when it needed to be. There was a suicide in it. That was pretty neat. And yeah, a talking corpse. It was fun. Every character did have a personality, distinct. You could point them out just by like how they talked. You read a sentence from one character, you could tell who it was. You know what I mean?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, absolutely.
And I actually cared what happened to him at the end. I was like, well, it was pretty good. I want to see it. So, in all, out of 27 cows, I gave it a 16, which should have went a little lower. Just because I don't want to give Syintist a big head.
Too late now. We got those steers on the record.
Yep, there it is. 31 so far. That's disgusting.
That's disgusting. It's not even halfway.
Well, let's move on to you then, Dr. Syintist, the man of the hour, the star of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, now that you watch the video, would you like to play this stuff? Was the story shitty or was it enough? And what score you think you drinking beers, duff?
Man, you're probably awesome at freestyle rapping.
Yeah.
Thank you. I get that a lot.
Would I play this game? Yeah, I'd like to see the remake and do all the Shadow Hearts games and put them all in one.
Yeah, remake would be nice with like better graphics and shit.
Yeah. I'd imagine the combat is a little slow and clunky because it's 1990s.
Sure. Well,
But I'd play it. Did the story work for me? Yeah. It's got the spooky elements. I like the kind of Victorian Gothic horror angle thrown in with the RPG stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Sure.
The characters are interesting. If we ever do other Shadow Hearts games, there's even more interesting characters that come. I like how the story for an RPG wasn't some random savior trying to save the world.
Yeah, it's just like a random
we do
story.
get that a lot.
Yeah, it was just this ghost wanted to rest, and that's the whole thing here. The characters were good. I like the setting. I like all the other stuff about it. The history is basically just a story of a guy trying to bring his love back to life.
Yeah,
The whole thing.
Fair.
I gave it 17 cows.
17 cows. Wow.
Comparing it to other games I gave, that's where it ranks in the rankings.
Is that a 48?
That's my math too.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And I'm not going to name so much where it sits with the titles above it because, we got an end of year episode to do here. So with a 48, that gives us 8 more points than Deus Ex.
Is it in the top 5?
It is
Of
of this
all
year,
time?
absolutely. All time, no.
All time,
Okay.
I don't think so. But we've done a lot of shit games this year.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at what the next one below Deus Ex is, and
There's nothing in the 30s.
oh no, we have Dead Space 2 from back in February at 34.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And then Castlevania Symphony of the Night at 31. And then there's a tie with 30s between Lifeline and The Park. Do you remember Lifeline, that game where you yelled into the microphone to play it?
Yeah.
I remember the park was the one at the amusement park that went dark and stuff.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the walking sim.
Yeah, where the
scary
lady
one.
like killed her
Spooky
kid
one.
or whatever. I remember watching the speed runs of Lifeline.
Yeah.
That was fun.
All right, well, if no one's got anything else to say, we can go ahead and move into our favorite segment of every week.
Let's do it.
Everyone knows the favorite segment of every single week is Dr. Syintist Classic Wrestling Finisher Lock of the Week.
Spooky edition.
Ooh.
Winston.
Spiderweb. Anyway, every week we ask Dr. Syintist for a 100% guaranteed amazing wrestling finisher of the week. And since it's Spooky October, he's going to give us a spooky one, isn't he? Mm-hmm. This week, Dr. Syintist, what do you got for us?
Oh, we got one you can use in a street fight. Realistically.
Nice.
Well, I don't know how
Wow.
realistically, but we
You
got
need 4 turnbuckles.
a move from Aleister Black called
Ooh.
Black Mass.
Oh.
Black Mass.
Yeah. It's basically just a standing back spin kick to the face.
He murders someone and sacrifices them on an altar.
Yes, murders them by kicking them in the face.
Black Mass.
But that's all it is. It's just
Just a spin kick to the
spin
face.
kick to the face. Yeah, like back spin kick. Like turns his back to them and kicks them in the face.
All right.
You can find a compilation
Oh, wow.
of them. It's just a simple Black Mass.
Sounds like it has its own name already. Turning spin kick.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I mean,
exactly what it is. I just watched the compilation, like 4 of them, in case I missed one. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
But it's got a spooky name.
yeah. You could definitely pull us off in a street fight, maybe.
And that's really what we're here for, the spooky names.
For true.
So that's
So let's move into our favorite segment of every week, which is Sir Chump Slaps. Would you rather?
What?
spook.
Every week, we ask Sir Chump Slap for a 100% guaranteed amazing would you rather question, and he has to answer and explain himself because I didn't screw up the intro to this. Every week it's a banger, except for this week we got 2 bangers for you.
Bang, bang.
Oh.
And I think they're both equally strong, so I'm just going to go ahead and dive into it. This is a great one. Sir Chump Slap.
Mm-hmm.
Which would you rather have double in size, your hands or your feet?
You should have said head.
Well, that's impossible. I'm a walking bobblehead already. I guess hands, because I don't know how big shoes get, but I'd probably need to get fucking custom-made ones if it doubled in size.
Yeah, but big hands.
Yeah.
If you had big feet, you'd be walking around, big feet. If you had big feet, you'd be walking around like a party clown. Like, you'd need those shoes.
Yeah. I'd look like fucking Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, but what big hands don't you think would just be annoying, trying to reach in and grab stuff in like tight spots? Or
Yeah, my penis would look so much tinier.
Dude, how many times would you knock over a glass of water on the table?
yeah,
All the time.
You get used to it.
imagine cooking with huge hands.
I'd find a different job, like a sideshow freak or something.
Probably pays better.
Holding one of those 24-ounce drinks would be like holding an aspirin bottle.
Yeah,
It'd be weird.
I'd probably
I
have
wonder if you could be like a hand model.
I'd be a
with huge
cool.
hands like
No,
that.
I'd be an Instagram influencer with my big ass hands holding like a 64-ounce Slurpee and shit.
What would you?
With your whole hand inside Shaq's shoe or something. Bullshit like that.
Would you change your name from Chump Slap to something else that is hand related?
Slap.
Oh, Slap! You're right. That's right.
God damn,
What was
that
I
wrote
thinking?
itself, didn't it? That was right there for you.
Watch this
too.
Chump Slap and then just backhand somebody.
Yeah, there you go.
You'd probably knock someone's head off and kill them and end up in prison.
Well, knowing my luck.
What a way to go to prison, though.
What'd you do? Chump slap the guy.
All right, let's move on to the next question because the answer was hands for some reason. Sir Chump Slap, would you rather spend a night in a coffin or a night in a morgue? Knowing in both scenarios you would not run out of air and die.
Like where in a morgue?
We're obviously in the body shelf, not in a body shelf.
Well, I
But
guess
in
if we
that
didn't
room.
run out of. Yeah. I think coffins look comfy as hell. So I'd try a coffin.
Oh, can you like roll around in a coffin?
Yeah, I'd probably die. Sleep apnea if I laid on my back.
Yeah.
Just land right on your face.
Yeah, but I still think it would be comfy.
Probably.
Bunch of pillows and shit. Satin.
That's the thing, though. If there's one thing that's specifically designed with aesthetics over comfort, it's a
Yeah,
coffin.
you're right. But it looks so comfy, doesn't
You know,
it?
it's not like probably like
It
a
does.
mattress bottom on it, but I mean, it's got to be more comfortable than anything you find in a morgue.
Yeah, like a steel table.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah, I'd have to go with coffin.
So you'd rather deal with claustrophobia than dead bodies around you?
I'm not really claustrophobic. I'm the opposite.
It's a sleep apnea he's worried about, but
Agoraphobic. Right?
Implorophobic.
we're just making up words now.
Yeah, we are. Well, I don't know. If you knew the answer to that question of what that meant to be the opposite of claustrophobic, and let's say, I don't know, you had fan fiction about Chump Slap overcoming that adversity with his insanely large hands, where would you send that email to, Sir Chump Slap?
Send it to plottytime@gmail.com. I'll read and respond.
100% guaranteed response rate. He always says, sup.
I always say something. Batting 1,000 on that.
Absolutely. Let's say we want to get to us faster on the socials with, I don't know, more swears and game recommendations. And maybe you could also explain to us, how do you feel about us using the spooky intro from now on?
Yeah, you got to let us know.
Where would they do that, Dr. Scientist?
At Plotty Time on Instagram, Twitter, and News Social.
Did you say nude social?
NEWZ Social.
News.
With a Z, so it's like extreme
Yeah,
news?
it's hip.
Okay, cool.
Kids are all on it. Surprised.
Yeah,
Not surprised.
Not
you
surprised
don't
you
know.
don't hear about it. Yeah.
No. You know where else the kids are? They're on YouTube, where you can go see Plotty Time. Like and subscribe there. It'll really help us out. Go to plottytime.com, buy our shit, rate, review everywhere. We'd love to hear from you.
For true.
That does it for us, so get out there, play some video games, don't trust Dr. Syintist, and we'll talk to you next time.
Peace.
Keep it spooky.